Welcome back to Healing Reflections with Makayla Nobles and Dr. Lauren Pitts Bounds. This is a bittersweet moment. It is our final episode of the season. Yes, I'm gonna call it a season because we're gonna be coming back, but this is the final episode of the season. This has been such a whirlwind, such an amazing project, amazing experience, and amazing opportunity. Yes. I am grateful to be the host of it. Absolutely. And also to be able to have my hands in it as much as I've had this out throughout the semester, and also had a chance to meet you. Yes. And get a chance to talk with you and fellowship and just have great conversations every other week. It has really tremendously helped me. But I want to turn the floor over to you, let you have your moment to say how you feel about this project.
Oh my goodness, it has been absolutely amazing. All I've ever wanted to do, Makayla, is make a difference. So having this platform to be able to connect with the whole body of UTA and to be able to spend this time week in and week out with you and with the student body at large has been a tremendous blessing for me. I've often said, people won't come to therapy, so let's bring therapy to them. And these nuggets that we've been able to share every episode, I really truly hope that it's been transformational for our audience and that they see the value in what we're doing, because for us, this isn't just about, Makayla and Dr. Pitts are doing a podcast. This is about true transformation for people and getting them information that can be impactful in helping them to be stronger, healthier, better versions of themselves. So it's an honor and a privilege for me to have shared this platform with you all these weeks.
Yes, it has. I know y'all know every episode we always have a topic. We always talk about something important. Everything we talk about this time, even from the beginning episode, just knowing who you are, just getting the background, that was important because we got a chance to see who you are and see a little bit more of your background. Yeah. But today it's a little bit more different. It's a little different. It's more of a reflective, but we're also going to talk about, this is our final semester, like our final month of the semester, of the spring semester. So we're going to talk about graduation, like, the new chapters that, some of us that are leaving, or even so that we're going to pivot in another direction, just overall new beginnings, what that new, feeling all those different emotions. But I want to kind of start off with us reflecting on this series. We've already opened up briefly and said how we both individually feel about the series, but I want to turn into how the series got created. I'll go. I'll go and just talk about my experience, how I got the opportunity and was asked to be the host of the series. This was back in the fall, I believe in December going into January. Miss LaDonna, shout out to Miss LaDonna, love her dearly. She emailed me and asked me, gave me a brief overview of what she wanted to do, how she got in contact with you, and how she felt like this project would be very beneficial to the student body. And she felt like I would be the perfect fit to, be the host of it. And I was just like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll do it, And at that time, it's very important for me to say this, but at that time, it was only a couple of months since I had buried my dad. We buried him in September. I got asked to do this late December, possibly early January, but I believe it was December. I got asked about the project. So I was at a very low point in my life. Even my own podcast, I wasn't even doing nothing productive. If anything, I was I'm just managing going to school, doing the radio, just managing what I could manage at that time because I couldn't at that capacity take anything else. Okay. So in a sense, I wouldn't say I gave up on my passion to be in front of, to do my podcast and everything, but I became more a priority to myself, making sure I was okay, because I was in such a low, dark place at that moment in my life. And I'm gonna try to say this without crying, but when I said yes to the project, I didn't know that I would find myself all over again in this project. I didn't know that saying yes to being the host and talking, that I was able to rekindle something that was always there, but I lost sight of because I couldn't really understand fully what had happened, why it happened, and why him, especially given the fact that we had such a close relationship. And from there, from the first day, I was just like, okay, I'm coming in here with an open mind, just doing everything, but being in front of the camera, having this opportunity to talk and to express what I'm not like still going through, still battling, and being able to be vulnerable and talk about, and knowing that I'm helping somebody else has ended up helping me. So doing this series has really meant so much to me. Like, it's something on my belt, like, okay, I got Just Keep It Real and I have Healing Reflections. I have two things now that I'm gonna pour into. And it's also giving me the fire that I need to go back. It's like, okay, we gotta pick up Just Keep It Real now. Because Just Keep It Real is what's starting me off. And I can't walk away from something that God put in my hands to do. So I couldn't walk away from it.
You better not.
Listen, what? So in that moment, it just gave me the fire that I need to be like, okay, you done this now, but what about your starting point? What about that? Because even with my own podcast, that has so much momentum. There's people that listen to me, not just in the US, but last year it became international for the first time.
Nice.
So it's in all different type of countries, and it's so high in some other countries, like, okay, these people are looking to you too. Not just with the impact I've made locally with the student body, and we're gonna get into that later on, but I've made an impact now globally at the same time, which is hard to say that to me, only being 25 years old and to do as much as I've done is a blessing. I don't take it for granted, even though I've lost moments, and I could be honest, say I've lost, the fire, I lost the momentum to do it. But starting this series and starting this part just gave me a season of like reflection and growth, but also brought me back to something that I'm already supposed to be doing.
Michaela, God's timing is perfect. And how this all came about for me, I was still in the Goldman Sachs program at the time, had not yet graduated, and was having a very emotionally overwhelming day in class, and was questioning, am I supposed to be here? Is this amazing opportunity truly purposed and predestined for me? And I too was going through a very difficult time in that season of my life, and was trying to figure out, how I was going to take legacy to the next level and still balance some of the major health challenges that I was facing, and just a lot of pressure, right? And I remembered back when I was still in the hospitality industry, and I used to be the director of catering at FAMU. And at that time, I was serving in that role, but also nurturing my public speaking career. And I remember very much needing to have access to studio time and what have you, and knowing that I've known since I was 16 years of age that God was going to use my voice to be instrumental in people's healing, that God was going to use my writing as an instrument of people's healing, and God was going to use my ability to teach as an instrument for people's healing. And I just didn't know how to get my voice out there. And I was fortunate in that I was able to connect with some people in the communications department at FAMU that said, Miss Pitts, because I wasn't Dr. Pitts back then, they said, Miss Pitts, we got you. We'll help you however we can. And they did that. And I like to think that it was the Lord who brought it back to my remembrance that day in class, that I was trying to figure out, like, how am I going to get these messages of healing to a broader audience, because people aren't always interested in coming to therapy. And it just so happened that the week prior, my business manager through Goldman Sachs had called me, and I clown her all the time. She calls me at the last minute, but Dr. Pitts, I need you to do this. I'm like, woman, do you know that I have a schedule? I have clients to see. But and I believe it was fate. As fate would have it, I didn't have any sessions the next day. And that Wednesday morning, representatives from UTA were speaking at the Arlington Chamber. And I'm like, I can go to this. And I had an opportunity to meet 4 amazing women who work in various capacities here at the university. So was starting to nurture that relationship just because, not even considering that anything would come of it beyond, you know, maybe some students perhaps coming to Legacy for therapy. But as I sat in class that day, it was like, you know what? I'm going to reach out and see if there's an opportunity to do some work within the student body on a larger scale. And it was that representative from the university that introduced me to Miss LaDonna Aiken. And from there, we met, Dr. Maiden and I. Dr. Maiden is our chief program officer at Legacy. And we met and just had an amazing conversation. And it was like the light bulb went off in Miss Aiken's head, and she was like, you know what? I know the exact person that we need to do this with, and that was you. And she sent me, I think before she had actually mentioned it to you, she sent me your bio and some links to your work and what have you. And I was like, oh, she's fire, fire. I said, you know, and I was truly, truly impressed. And I said, this is an amazing young woman. I would love to be on the platform with her. And here we are. Here we are. And I think it's been an excellent, and I say that very humbly and graciously, I think that it's been an excellent fit. I think that it's been divinely orchestrated. I think that it's been very purposeful because you're still navigating the stages of grief. So when we met each other for the first time in person, just by design of this work that I do, I didn't know all the details at that time, but we've forged a relationship beyond healing reflections, right? Mm-hmm. And just to be able to hear your heart and the safety that you felt in being transparent with me about some of the things that you've shared. I think that this has been a healing agent for both of us. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it really has been a healing agent for both of us. And like I said, sometimes when I like, even coming down to how do we come up with the topics, the outlines. Mm-hmm. So going to that, I have a system. So typically, and this is what I do for my own podcast, typically like what I've gone through, I use that as a talking platform. Mm-hmm. Because I know if I went through it, I know somebody else is going through it too.
That's right. So
a lot of things, and because I am a student, I was more able to see like, and I have other peers that, you know, I'm around that we don't talk about what they're going through, but I just hear the topics of like every different things, and we have conversations about what's going on as far as like our generation. So having that access and having those people around me and those connections, I was like, okay, I can take what I'm hearing and turning it into a topic.
Absolutely.
Especially when it came down like to the mental health, because that's something I know too many of us struggle with. Yeah. And I know relationships, platonic and romantic, is something that was a high point. Right. Like, and understanding, like, you know, just trying to be an adult, but being in a space where, like, we're trying to navigate life and we're trying to navigate our education. Right. And trying to be a productive human being and worry about our own needs and our own cares and our desires at the same time. So I'm like, we literally have so many things that we go through just as
y'all are like this,
literally
juggling balls.
Literally, we're just one where we're here. Yeah, so it's like been up, down, ins, outs. Like, so I was like, that gave me an opportunity to take what I feel as a student, what I know other people feel as students, to make that into the scripts and the outlines. So, and I never be a type of person like to like, okay, word for word, we're talking about this. Right. We're gonna be like this. I say, whatever, how God leads us to flow into things. And a lot of times we talk about things that because Dr. Pitts knows, I sent her the outline to let her know.
She's unscripted, y'all. She's unscripted.
Very unscripted.
She sent the outline and I'm like, that is not what she told me she was going to ask me.
Listen. And it's because like, I never want to be like, okay, this is planned. I mean, I feel like you always have to have like an outline or a view of what you want it to go. But some things I feel like it's needed to be said.
Absolutely.
Needed to be addressed, needed to say. And some things like, I'm like, I didn't even say that we skipped that point. Right. But it's all what needs to happen. And I can only be grateful and proud that what we have talked about has been so impactful to not just the UTA student body, but overall on not just Mavs, spotlight, not just what impactful to them, but it's impactful to me as well. Because we have received a whole amount of love. Never gonna get into reading the feedback part, but we have received so much love from not just like the crew that's worked with us on this project. Shout out to Trent Harris. That's my road dog. If everybody know, I be hyping him up every time, but he's just been very consistent being the floor manager. And then to Miss Aiken, who you know, brought it together. And I'm just grateful to her. And so just the love that we received and the support we received just by our crew that works with us, you know, the people that I may connect with that see like, hey, I've been seeing what you do. I appreciate it. It really helped me. So, and then on Instagram, listen, my followers and everybody else, I feel like I have a combined family. We have received so much love.
Amen.
When I tell you the presence from non-followers to followers, like we have a strong presence of non-followers that watch and repost and that saved it. And I'm just like, y'all saving my videos? Like what? That's crazy. But just, I'm glad that it has a stronger reach beyond what I thought it would have. I'm thinking like, okay, you know, a few people, you know, family, friends, you know.
Some sprinkles here and there.
Yeah, I didn't, you know, but to see the impact that it's had at such a larger scale, it blew my mind. I'm like, God, your hand is definitely in here, because I never thought it could go as far as it did. But I want to read some of the comments we got from YouTube on some of the videos. I'm not going to call out no names, but these are some people that have definitely commented on the reels that I post, as far as like the clips from some of our highlights of our episodes that we've done. So this one was a fan favorite when we were talking about the Women's Month, the first episode of March, when you were giving the breakdown of a strong woman, of a woman of strength. That impacted and reached so many people. It reached so many people. But this comment was like, I love this. I've had to get delivered from strong women to women of strength. Boundaries, strategies, wisdom, and revelation is peace. Women are builders.
I love that.
I was like, oh my goodness. And I remember this day because I took a nap and woke up. Because everything I schedule it, because, you know, I'm always like, we're busy. We're busy. We're very busy.
Absolutely.
We're very busy. So I schedule everything. So like I literally scheduled it, took a nap, woke up. My phone was just lit up with notifications, people retagging and reposting. I'm just like,
I love it.
This is what I wake up to. Okay, I mean, cause
look at God.
Thank God. I was like, okay, God. I breathe. And then we have another comment. This lady said, we have to learn to do this. It's also learning to say no. Don't want everything perfect, and sometimes letting go of people who doesn't respect you. I was like, ooh. Drop some nuggets, clock it. You better listen, clock it. And then one lady was like, I got my marching orders now. Thank you. I said, hey. I said, yes, ma'am. You better go on. But like, just, and it's more of those. But those are the ones I want to highlight that really was like, man, I like I said, it goes beyond my own goals I have for it. I mean, of course, I wanted it to be impactful. Of course, you know, we spoke about that in the very first episode of Healing Reflections, our goals that we wanted. But at this point, it's beyond my goals. It has went
exceedingly,
abundantly, and above all.
That's it.
I could ask or even think. From what I visioned Healing Reflections to be, is way beyond what it is now. And I cannot be just no more happier and grateful than where I am, and like the love that I have just for what I do, the love that I have for just wanting to help and change and inspire, and to know that this opportunity was given to me, to us, is it? To us, absolutely to us. I want to clarify to us, but when I say to me, it's because I just look at it like in the individuals, like God gave me that hand. And I was like, to be at the place that I was, and for him to still consider me, because at that point, I'm being 100% honest, I was not praying, I wasn't doing nothing, I was mad at God at that point. So I was just like, I ain't trying to hear nothing that nobody got to say, don't encourage me, don't do none of that. So even in the midst of all that, God still was just like, oh no.
He's faithful.
He's like, you still got something to do. It's just wait. He's like, and lo and behold, boom, there was, got that email. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna say yes to it. And I was like, you know, it's already aligns with what I was already doing. I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll do it, you know. And I'm not thinking like it was gonna be this, it turned out to be what it was.
You weren't thinking that it was gonna blossom. And it did.
I was having like, I said, you know, I could see it was like, okay, it's gonna be, you know, locally, you know, student body wise. I had, you know, my thoughts about it. But like I said, but exceedingly abundantly above all, it reached beyond the student body. It went to people that was subscribing, just jumping like, oh shoot, I saw this girl, she just did it, coming over from Instagram, subscribing. I'm getting new, different people that I've never known before, just jumping on the page. So definitely when I say it's grown, it has grown, not just for me, but for legacy as well.
Absolutely.
I've been seeing the comments just like even though we are collaborators on the videos, but I just see the reach that it has for you, and I'm just like, wow, I'm like, God, I'm glad that she could potentially gain some new clients based on what we talk about, but it's been such a great experience too.
It's bigger than the clients for us because legacy is global as well, and our programs and services are not just limited to therapy and life coaching. You know, we have opportunities for the workforce. We have opportunities for the school districts. We have opportunities for professional development, for educators. We have women specific opportunities. We are a holistic agency, so where we're thankful for, you know, the subscriptions and the likes and the love and the reshares and all of that, what by far is the most important thing for us is impact. We want to be able to impact people, and sure, if the impact that we're having converts to people, you know, partaking of our programs and services, that's great. That's a tremendous blessing too. Most importantly though, we want people's lives to be transformed. We want people to be a stronger, healthier, better version of themselves. And if this platform is the only way that they're going to get that information, cool. You know, it's for us, it's just all about transformation. It's all about transformation. So we count it a blessing that the reach has expanded, because like I said, some of those people still, they're not going to bring themselves to come to therapy, but that's okay, because they're still getting a wealth of information that they can apply to their lives in real time. And that still leads to transformation.
It does. I be telling you, I be taking nuggets from my episodes. I be going home like, I learned this, I learned that. Let me take notes more.
Indeed.
But it has been such a. So I want to ask you something. Well, you already answered the question, but I want to just give you a little bit more credit and love, because you have definitely.
You love me, Makayla.
Y'all gonna make me cry. I'm not gonna cry. Hold on. Gotta. Because, like I said, at that time, I was at a low point in my life. I had people I could talk to, but, you know, I kind of walked away from certain things. And therapy was something I knew I needed to continue, but I was just like, I don't have it in me to be vulnerable and to express, because I was so confused with what I was feeling, what I didn't know how to best put it into words. And the last thing I wanted to do was like get somebody to tell me, oh, you're not feeling what you feel, because I knew something was off. And the reason I'll give you, because sitting here talking with you gave me the safety and vulnerability I needed to go talk to somebody else about it. Sitting here on this couch gave me an opportunity to be like, okay, you know, even though we developed a relationship outside, I was like, okay, I know I can't talk to you fully about it, but it gave me the assurance that I'm like, you can talk about it. And I know what I'm not feeling, just even like before we started rolling the private conversation we had. After we finished taping the conversation we had. So I knew, I'm like, okay, what I'm feeling it's valid.
Oh, absolutely.
It's valid. I'm not feeling what I'm feeling just to feel it. So it gave me the sense, I'm like, okay, I can go and talk to somebody now and really know that they'll understand what I'm talking about. Because a lot of times, and you know this, that I couldn't really put it into words to describe the pain that I was feeling. So
grief can make you speechless.
Talk about it. It really can. So having the chance to talk to you gave me the sense like, okay, let's go ahead. And I'm able to do that now, and I'm able to really now, I'm getting more comfortable saying like, no, this is what I feel. I'm now to be able to like, not necessarily, even if I can't, there's no medical term for it, or no label that can really pinpoint it. But I can describe it in other ways. I'm like, okay, it's all over, but we know what's causing it. We know what the feelings are. And also I'm able to learn and grow. And the nuggets you've been sharing, I'm like, okay, I'm able to, like I said, go back and apply it. But it's also opened up my eyes to different perspectives that I'm like, okay, this, that, the other. But it takes a lot of strength and and courage to do what you've done. Yeah. So I want to commend you as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
For coming and being able to just share that with us.
Thank you.
And give that presence to us, because not a lot of people come across it.
Thank you. That is further humbling for me, and I am eternally grateful for every opportunity that I have had to be an instrument of healing. It really, truly, for me, is all about being an agent of healing, an agent of transformation. And you said something that I want to circle back to for a moment. You know, one of the things that I teach my clients and that I speak about if I'm doing a public speaking engagement is that, and I need all of our audience to really, really, really hear this and to wrap their heart, mind, spirit, and soul around this. You don't have to understand or even agree with someone's feelings to respect them. It doesn't have to make sense to you, because your pain is real to you. And every member of our audience, your pain is real to you. And when you're on the opposite end of someone that you profess to love and care about, and they are saying, ouch, that hurts, or they might say, I'm hurting, but I can't even put it into words why, or the depths of my pain. They're not necessarily asking you to fix it. They're not necessarily asking you to take the pain away. But a big part of how you can be instrumental in someone else's healing trajectory is to just listen and respect that they said, ouch, I'm hurting. That is so incredibly important. And as a clinician, I make it my business to affirm and to validate when people say, Dr. Pitts, I'm hurting. And we unpack that, and we wrap our arms around it, and we get much deeper understanding, and I help them to find their voice to be able to say unapologetically, ouch, I'm hurting. And that is okay. What are we going to do about it? I'll let you stay in it for a while. But then what are we going to do about it?
Right.
And I say that with the utmost compassion and sensitivity and respect and affirmation of your feelings. And I follow that up with, you let me know when you're ready to transition. And we'll continue navigating those stages of grief together. I'm going to take your emotional hand, and I'm going to walk you through those pockets of discomfort, because on the other side of those pockets of discomfort, on the other side of that pain, is a stronger, healthier version of yourself that you didn't even know was present. But what don't kill you, baby girl, will make you stronger. Right. And that's what I say to our entire audience. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Right. That's why I say avoid those permanent outs. Right. For temporary situations. Right. Weeping may endure for a night.
But joy comes in the morning.
But joy comes in the morning. And it's morning at 12:01 a.m. Mm-hmm. It's still dark outside, but focus on the fact that it's still morning. Right. That's where your healing is. That's where your healing begins.
Right. And taking that first step, like I said, it's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. But taking that first step has, you got to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to do it. Nobody can do it for you. And we've said it time and time again, healing is a choice.
That's right.
You have to choose. And you guys, and I appreciate you saying that, I'm gonna let you stay in it for a while. You gotta have somebody that's gonna be there like, hey, I know you hurting. I see it. I may not understand it with you, but I see that you hurting. And for me, it took that from you, because like you were able to see it. And so many people see it, but some people try to understand. They want to know why.
They want to fix it.
Yes, and I'm just
girl,
like,
come on,
oh,
just come on,
let's
come on. It's gonna be all right.
And I'm just like,
I need to sit here for a minute.
I was like, I need to figure out what I'm going. I need to figure out what I'm feeling, because I've never felt this way before. I don't understand where I'm at. I've never been. This is uncharted territory for me.
Right.
So it took me being able to hear that first person say, and I have other people that have said it. That's that was able to be that listening ear. That was like, hey, we see it. It's okay. But just like but being able to have these conversations, I was able to see like, okay, I hear you're hurting. But each time we talked, I felt like, okay, you hurting, but you got to come a little bit up. You gotta slowly.
Baby steps are still steps.
But you got to come up. And even though I continue to do my outer work, outside and everything, but it just like being in Healing Reflections just gave me the opportunity to be like, okay, you got to come on up. We gotta slowly, and it validated the point like, you still got stuff to do. You still got work to do.
You're still among the land of the living.
You still got to keep going. And like at the point I was at a standstill, didn't want to do nothing, was like, okay, I'll do this because it's easy. But nothing is ever really easy in life that you're supposed to do.
Everything comes with a challenge.
It
and
does.
and I thank you for saying that, because I wanted to make sure that I made this point today. What I found personally and professionally is that people want the promises, but they don't want the process. And I said to you via email when you sent me the outline for today, how fitting is it that our closing episode for the semester is Good Friday? And this is the point that I wanted to make to our audience. For those of you that have a spiritual foundation and you are aware of the true spiritual significance of Holy Week or Passion Week, that period of time between Palm Sunday and this Sunday being Easter Sunday, i.e. Resurrection Sunday, Jesus had to go through the Garden of Gethsemane. Gethsemane in the Hebrew means oil press. Every single solitary person has a press that is part of their process. And if you are not willing to go through the pressing, the crushing, the molding, the shaping, the smashing, the beating up, how can you ever get to your promises? Nothing comes easy. Everything requires process. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. And there are times in our lives where we have to fight for the wisdom, the strength, the courage, the resilience to endure the process. Far too many people abort the process and give up, not on the promise, but they first give up on themselves. And when you give up on yourself, you forfeit the promise. So I say to you, Michaela, I say to our audience, how bad do you want the promise? Are you willing to walk in the fullness of your true identity and navigate the process with courage and strength? And that might mean sniveling and snotting. You're gonna need tissues. You might be curled up in the fetal position, but don't quit.
Right.
Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on the process, because you have to be authentically who you are, and you have to navigate the the process to get the promises that you've been believing for.
Right. Right. We have talked about so much about how this series has been instrumental to us both. And you said so. Don't give up on yourself. Don't quit the process. No. And in closing, I want to, tell our audience you cannot quit, but also without quitting, don't be afraid to keep going back to the closet. Yeah. Don't be afraid to keep going back to that closet. My bishop said so many times, you need to come to the altar how many times you need it, but it's because it's between you and God.
That's right.
Those that have a spiritual foundation. Right. But whatever that closet looks like to, whether it be your quiet space where you reflect, where you do, however, what your space of quietness looks to you. Yeah. Don't be afraid to keep going back to it. Yeah. Go back to it as many times.
Reset.
That's reset.
Yes.
Hit that reset button as many times as you can. Yeah. And like I said, but don't walk away from you. And don't leave what you are been called to do undone.
That's right.
Because you got to answer to that for yourself. And that's something I had to really to go through in my own quiet time. Was like, I can't walk away from something that I've been told to do, that was given to do. I said, if I walk away from it.
Purposed to do.
That's it, purpose to do. If I walk away from it, who's going to do it?
Right.
Who's going to say if I don't say it?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to leave our audience with, not just Healing Reflections, not with just Mav Spotlight, but just overall the people that have supported you and supported me and have supported us together as the ones. Just don't give up. Yeah. Don't quit. Yeah. Stay in the process.
Yes. Hit
the reset. Take your time. Yes. Don't run through it. Identify those red flags. We've given y'all so many gems. Yeah. But now that the semester is getting ready to end, now the ball is in your court. Yeah. Now it's time for you to do it. We'll be back. We will definitely
be back.
We will definitely be back. But it is just going again. Thank you so much for just coming to this, just coming and just being able to do as much as we've done for this semester. Yeah. It's been a great journey. I've enjoyed getting to know you, have these conversations. Yes. This will be our final episode for the semester. Again, thank you to everyone who has supported us. Congratulations to all of the 2026 spring graduates. We have some people graduating, leaving us. One of them is being our floor manager, Mr. Trent Harris. He's leaving us. He's behind the camera right now, but he knows. But congratulations to him and others that are graduating this spring.
Exhale.
Listen. Whoo, walk across the stage and I'm here a little bit longer, but my time is coming up quick too, but I'm just grateful to be able to do this as we have for the semester. Again, tune in. Well, this will be your final tuning in, but tune in to my YouTube, The Real One TV. Turn on your post notifications so you don't miss anything that I do throughout the summer, but also tune into Mav Spotlight so you can see the final teaser for the season. Again, we will be back. Stay tuned. That's why you got to go subscribe so you can know. But we'll see you guys on the next Healing Reflections. Have a great summer, and congratulations again to all the 2026 spring graduates.